They're watching and studying this developing severe weather. Our Storm Tracker satellite truck is with the Doppler on Wheels researchers, and the goal is to be there as tornadoes first develop in the Central Plains tonight. Right now, let's go to Mike Siedel, who's in Ford County, Kansas. No tornadoes, but you've seen some storms, right, Mike?
We have seen some storms today, Warren. We've been tracking the weather over the past couple of days. We drove across the Oklahoma Panhandle from Norman today, then up into Kansas, and that's where we sit right now in a beautiful, beautiful sunset here. We're in Ford County, about a half an hour southeast of Dodge City. And we had some lightning earlier, but it's gone, so we're keeping it safe here. We put the mast up on the old satellite truck. Look at that sky. Just incredible. And we do have some light rain. The winds are really the big factor today, blowing across the plains, which is no surprise, but they've been gusting upwards of 40 to 45 miles an hour. So far, little, if any, severe weather in Kansas and Nebraska. However, tomorrow will probably be a different story. That dry line and cold front will be on the move, so we think we'll see more in the way of severe weather, especially from this point east, over around Wichita, Oklahoma City, down towards Dallas-Fort Worth. Again, keep checking with the Weather Channel after last Monday. I know a lot of you are very vigilant with this kind of situation. There will likely be more watches and warnings. Tonight, though, the severe weather is avoiding this part of Kansas. We'll keep you updated throughout this evening as the wind continues to howl across the plains here in Ford County, Kansas. Warren, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Mike. We'll check back in with you a little bit later. Let's find out now what's the situation going into the day tomorrow. Mike mentioned that it might be a different story tomorrow in Kansas.
Not the best day for amusement parks. These are scenes from Orlando, and just being doused with heavy rainfall. There are also some thunderstorms and hail earlier tonight. That's kind of diminished, though, and temperatures actually dropped from the mid-80s to the mid-60s into the region. So again, looking a little bit better here in Florida. So here's our
people travel
to be there as tornadoes first develop in the Central Plains tonight. Well, right now, let's go to Mike Siedel, who is in Ford County, Kansas. No tornadoes, Mike, but you've seen some storms tonight, haven't you?
We have seen a few storms tonight, Kim. Most of the action, though, has been off to our south and east all day. Let me tell you a little bit about our day. Those of us on the Weather Channel crew took off from Oklahoma City around lunchtime, drove north and then west towards the Oklahoma Panhandle, ran into a bit of a mini dust storm kicked up by these gusty winds to 35 to 40 miles an hour. Then we took a right up towards Liberal, Kansas. In the meantime, we noticed some lightning off to our south. There were a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in the Oklahoma-Texas Panhandle, including Beaver County and the Oklahoma Panhandle. Now we've come east of there. We're about 20 miles, about a half an hour southeast of Dodge City, and we've seen the rain move off to our east. That's that line heading towards Wichita, extending down towards Oklahoma City. But no tornadoes. There have not been any tornado or severe thunderstorm watches for this part of Kansas, and we do not expect any in the next several hours. However, tomorrow, as that dry line begins to move east, along with a cold front, that will fire more storms, and we could be looking at certainly additional watches from the Storm Prediction Center on Monday afternoon and Monday evening. So keep your guard up, but certainly in the next hour or so in Oklahoma City and Wichita for some gusty winds. But again, the next couple of days, we'll see storms refiring here in the plains. A beautiful sunset here, Kim. A lot of wind, a little bit of rain, but fortunately, no severe weather and no tornadoes here in Ford County, Kansas tonight.
Oh, we're happy to hear that, Mike. Thanks so much. We'll check back with you in about a half hour. All right. Let's talk about the setup and what we think will happen for tomorrow, where we are expecting that, as Mike talked about, the front to start to move out as well as the dry line. And as that does, we're actually going to see the storms maybe a little bit farther to the east. Well, the upper level trough still over the Rockies. Here's our jet stream right through here, and with southwest winds aloft, and at the surface, we actually have winds out of the south to southeast. That kind of makes it conducive to rotating thunderstorms. That's what we call upper level shear, or shear throughout the atmosphere, the winds changing with direction with height. So low level winds out of the south, upper level winds out of the southwest. We get those thunderstorms to rotate, and the possibility of even tornadoes here across the plains again tomorrow, it looks like. So our dry line will begin to move east. Our front will also start to move east, where it'll meet up with this very warm, moist air, very unstable atmosphere. Again, temperatures probably will be into the 80s again here, and very strong southerly winds transporting that moisture northward. And we'll let you know tomorrow for sure of any active weather here, as well as any kind of watches that will be issued. You know, you can count on us here at the Weather Channel. Now, let's take you into your forecast, first starting out with tomorrow morning. Here's Paul.
Okay, looks exceptional in the east, a bit wonderful in the west, but the mess is still in the middle. Still big storms, as Kim just showed you the setup there. We are looking at the potential for more severe weather right through the plains. Now, the Weather Channel will keep you on top of the action, also bring live reports from the region of all the happenings here. Do expect a little bit of snow at times, parts of Colorado, a bit of Utah. Of course, all the wetness will remain right across the plains into parts of Texas and Louisiana. Western U.S., a great start to our day and a good finish, too. Across the Northeast and Midwest and most of the Southeast, too. Thanks to high pressure, that nice big dome of stability, what a great day it's going to be. Let's have a look at a few specifics now for the Northeast in the morning. Boston getting out there early in the morning. Not bad day for the walk at all. 52, 55 toward the city, and you're looking good toward Philadelphia. You're going to wake up early and go take a jog there around D.C. Go for it. Looking good. Pittsburgh, Detroit, we're off to phenomenal days, and they're going to have good finishes, too. Good news in that regard. Across the southern U.S., around Orlando, going to hit the attractions early. Go for it. Don't worry about the umbrella. Looks pretty good. Tampa doing good. And around Miami, good morning around South Beach.
Americans, but this dangerous phenomenon is not well understood. Tonight in our special series, Sky on Fire, Kristin Dodd looks at the myths and facts about lightning and tells us if it can really strike twice.
Thunderstorms can produce a spectacular light show, but understanding lightning facts versus myths may save your life. Fact: more than 20 million lightning strikes hit the U.S. each year. Fact: a single bolt can reach 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the sun. Fact: cloud-to-ground lightning is the most dangerous to people, but it's only about 20% of all strikes. Dr. Greg Forbes, the Weather Channel severe weather expert.
It's probably myths about lightning because it's such a sudden and spectacular event. It's there and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Lightning never strikes twice. Myth: the Empire State Building is hit about 23 times a year. Someone hit by lightning is dangerous to touch because they are electrically charged.
One of the myths about lightning is that the person who's been struck by lightning will be charged, and so people are afraid to touch them. In reality, the people are just knocked unconscious.
Rubber tires protect motorists from lightning. That's a myth. Actually, it's the body of the car that's well insulated and protects you. No rain, no lightning threat. Just another myth. Lightning can strike up to 20 miles away from a thunderstorm cloud.
You can hear thunder, or if you can see the cloud-to-ground lightning, then the storm is relatively close and you should be taking shelter.
Lightning kills or injures hundreds of people every year. Know the dangers and avoid this striking phenomenon. For the Weather Channel, I'm Kristin Dodd.
Now, tomorrow night on Sky on Fire, we'll tell you which sex is more likely to be hit by lightning and in which states you're most likely to have a problem. That's tomorrow night starting at 9 o'clock Eastern in Part 2 of Sky on Fire. Now,
in Chicago, folks were fanning themselves. There was a southwest wind. You can see the trees blowing around. We love each other, even though it's hot. Give those kids a little bit of ice cream, and they're happy. It was a hot one here. Relief is on the way for you folks in the Midwest. And here,
Tucson, Arizona. Summer monsoon arriving in the southwest, and Monday a fast-moving thunderstorm pummeled Tucson. Thunderstorms also brought a fast-moving rainstorm, lightning storms also. Fortunately, no flash flooding reported with these storms. However, through the overnight hours, we will be watching along that cold